Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge another week. Pretty busy week on the racetrack. A couple of horses raced really well without sort of winning. Couldn't buy a winner through the week, but I thought a couple of horses ran really well. I thought Diamond Luke went good. He just got a mile back and sort of hammered home late. He's unfortunately just putting himself in too far back in the run. I just might even give him a little jump out here through the week with a set of blinkers on and just sort of see if that sharpens him. He just needs to land sort of midfield or better and he'll be winning lots of races, that horse, but it doesn't really matter what distance we run him over, 14, 16 or 2400. He just sort of jumps out and he's just negative early and he gets too far back and then he works home really strong. So might have to tinker with a little bit of gear and see how we go. What else we have? I thought young Hostess went all right on Friday night. She got ridden pretty well, got put into the race, and the winner just sort of got a beautiful run in behind him and come off our heels and beat us. She'll probably back up this Friday night at the Cranbourne again, back against the girls, and she'll be sort of competitive again, I hope. What else we have? Ran Pink Angel, and I thought she went okay. Just got on just a bog heavy track, and geez, I thought she was just going to drop right out of it on the corner. And to her credit, she sort of kept putting her head out and kept getting to the line okay. Really strong race, that race. I think the first three place getters in that will all become city grade horses. Noel Callow rode our horse. He said without a doubt, if it was on top of the ground, she would have been competitive. So I think all those horses went pretty well. What else we have? I thought Phil the Flute went good first up. She's probably a little bit overweight and just needs to lose a few kilos, and hopefully that run will tighten her up and maybe one more, and then she'll be sort of peaking in her prep. But without winning a race, I thought a lot of the horses raced really well. Okay, now do a few miles again this week. Today I'm going to head off to Seymour with Oma Fox. Just drew a bit of a sticky gate, this horse, but I've gone straight to the mile with him. He might just be one run short of going to a mile, but I think that's going to be his pet distance, so I want to do as much racing over this sort of distance as I can. Just need a bit of luck from a gate. Brad Wheeler rides. We'll just jump out and try and slot in, sort of get a bit of cover and maybe be 2 or 3 pairs back and be hitting the line. There's one end that goes pretty good, so it'll be hard to beat, but just want to see him hitting the line better, and if he does that, he'll be more than competitive today. Tonight we go to Pakenham, and Hums gets his chance again. It looks like to be a nice sort of race for him. A little bit of a sticky barrier, and there's 3 inside him that'll punch up, so we could end up just being 4 deep with no cover, so we just really need a good ride from Noel. And just need the race to pan out okay for him. He really needs to fly the lids and sort of get outside the leader and take all the luck out of play. If he is a little bit tardy out, these things inside him will kick up and put a lot of speed into the race. And just in the past with this horse, if I've dragged him back to take cover, he's sort of been good late, but he does get beaten. So just really need the race to pan out for him. He seems to be going well, so you know, this is a race that he'll be more than competitive in. Tomorrow night, Friday at Cranbourne, got 2 mares in there. Bamboka Queen, I've got her in the final of the Stayers series there. Now, I want to try and get her to Geelong next Friday, and there's a nice 2400 metre race there, and so I'm going to probably run her this Friday night and then back her up, dropping her back in grade and backing her up the following week. So that's sort of the plan with that. It's going to be a rain affected track, so I'll have to make a decision whether we miss this week and then go straight into Geelong next week, or whether I run her this week and do the backup. So I'll make that decision tomorrow whether we run. Horse is in really good nick, but I just reckon she'll be benefited from having a hard gallop this week and then backing up 7 days later. Young Hostess went good the other day, last Friday night at Cranbourne. This is the same track and distance, and but she goes against the girls, so she gets sort of her chance. Just drawn wide, so probably just punch out and go as far forward as we can. Fitness isn't even vaguely a query, so if I have to spend a bit of petrol early to sort of put her in a good position, we'll do that. But she's going really well, and lovely little mare, not much of her, yeah, I think she'll be more than competitive tomorrow. Then we go to Echuca on Monday. A couple of horses in there. I've got a horse called Silkium. He'll go first up, a long way down on the ballot, so I don't find out till tomorrow whether he gets a run or not. So hopefully he does. He's a nice sort of horse. He's aloof and Hums's little brother. So really sort of keen to get him to the races and see how he is. 1100 metre 3-year-old Vobus race, so it'll be strong. But he's a really nice horse, so I expect him to go really well. Just a big question mark whether he gets a run. I might have to find a little weaker race for him somewhere. He's had a few starts without earning prize money, so he's going to struggle to get a run. Probably take Matasanek up there as well. There's a 2200 metre 58, 2100 metre 58 up there, and that looks like a nice race for him. He just needed a bunny to chase the other day, got left in front a long way out. I'm sure if we had something to chase, he would have nearly won the other day. So just really on how the race pans out. But he's, as far as that sort of grade, he's as good as there is getting around at the moment. So he'll get his chance on Monday. Tuesday, Hamilton. I'll probably take Duke of Oz down there. I'm really punting on it being a heavy track. He ran the other day at Donald and I thought he went fair. He did actually have a big blow after it, so I might have been a little bit kind to him on the training track. So he's had that run under his belt. I'll give him a solid gallop Saturday morning. That should top him up nice. And then after that, we'll go to the 2400, which he'll come into his own. Then he's a really good 2400 metre horse. I just second up the other day over 2,000 metres, and I just thought he had a bit of a big blow after the race. He loomed up to sort of run into the race and was a little bit soft late, so he'll probably need that.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse and just a new filly to the stable called, she actually hasn't got a name yet. She's a Dream Ahead filly out of our Josephina. She's a 3-year-old filly. She tried up really well yesterday. She's a filly. She come over from New Zealand. She had a trial over there, and was sort of lucky enough to get her on board here. She's binary filly, so always good to get one of them in the stable. She's our Josephina. She's out of Pavlova and Fubu's family, so really well bred sort of filly, and I think she's certainly got the ability to match her pedigree. She's shown us enough here at the farm to wherever we take her first up, there should be mighty competitive. She's good out of the gate. She will put herself in the race, and she's quite a tough sort of speedy filly. So look forward to getting her to the races.
Yeah, that's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Busy sort of week, isn't it? A couple of horses went okay last week without having a winner, but a couple of them running this week, so I hope we can put our head in front somewhere. All the wet tracks are around now, aren't they? Probably have to expose a few of these horses to synthetic racing. So Victoria have sold their soul a little bit to synthetic racing. So it's a big part of it. So we've got to run on it if there's nothing else. What else have we got going? Trialled about 6 2-year-olds through the week. A couple of them trialled up really well. Pretty keen on them, and hopefully they'll go really well. A couple of them haven't even got names yet. So I think there's trials at Geelong the first week in June. So I'll probably give them all another little jump out here, and then take them to the grass trials in early June, and that'll make a decision which ones go to the races, which ones go for a bit of a holiday. But a little bit difficult at the moment with the all the lockdown we've got. We can't go to the public trials. We can't go to Cranbourne or Warrnambool or anywhere like that to trial our horses. We can only be stay here locally, so it's a little bit restrictive. But anyway, first week in June we can. I'll take all these 2-year-olds and give them all a proper trial, and get one of the jockeys down and give them a good spin around and find out which ones are going to hold their head up to maybe have a start as a 2-year-old, or which one maybe go to the paddock and just come back as 3-year-olds. But pretty keen on a couple of them. Until next week, see you later. Be able to bounce is a really fast horse in the race called Captain Crackerjack, and so it is Captain Crackerjack, isn't it? That's the fast horse in these races, isn't it?
Believe it, it's true.